Hey guys, welcome back. It is week 57 of my weight loss transformation. If you're joining me for the first time, my name is Grace. When I started this back in February of last year, I weighed in at 265.4 pounds. And for week 57, I did have a loss. It's a very small loss, but hey, the scale moved down and that's the trend that I want. Now, before I get into the weigh-in, and I'll make sure to put the timestamp if you want to skip this part, I want to make a new coffee recipe with y'all. I feel like I find out about viral things way too late, but let's try it today. Who else, tell me in the comments, is making the viral yogurt coffee? It sounds a little weird. It sounds like it would be clumpy. I'm just saying, I've never made it before. I'm going to make it here with you guys. But I also feel like it's a really good alternative if you want to have a high protein coffee that does not require a protein shake, because you're going to be using yogurt, right? High protein yogurt. So I don't know. I say let's give it a try and see what it tastes like. The only thing I could see from watching several other videos about it is people said that it can be really bitter in taste. So they said to sweeten it with something. I'm going to use my sugar-free kind. This is the kind I use to save on the calories and sugar. So let's go ahead and make this coffee, yeah? Coffee. You're going to need coconut water. You're going to need salt. You're going to need cinnamon. You're going to need your yogurt. I'm using this Chobani, it's 20 grams of protein, and then something to sweeten your coffee. I'm going to use the sugar-free maple syrup, obviously something to put it in. I am going to use a mason jar so that I can shake it really well, because again, I'm really worried about the coffee being clumpy from the yogurt. Okay. I'm going to do equal parts coffee, equal parts coconut water. Yogurt. Oh, it looks weird. Not gonna lie, it looks weird. I know. I'm going to put some salt, just a little bit. Cinnamon. Tap her from the back. Looks weird, I'm not gonna lie. You can still see bits of yogurt in there. That's the part that is not making this very appealing. I will say that doing it this way, you get a nice little foam on top. Okay, moment of truth. It's definitely not bitter. I think putting equal parts of coconut water to coffee definitely helps. It tastes like a fall coffee, like not pumpkin, but because of the cinnamon, it's giving fall vibes. You know, for an afternoon, like pick me up coffee drink, I don't hate this. I just feel like it requires too much work to make, but I don't hate it. And I'm getting caffeine, I'm getting electrolytes, I'm getting protein. I'm not having to use a protein shake. This coffee, the macros is going to be 200 calories with 17 grams of sugar. You do get 2 grams of fiber because the yogurt had some fiber, and you get 20 grams of protein. Not bad. I would make this again. And let's get to the weigh-in. Quick recap. When I first started this in February of 2025, I weighed in at 265.4 pounds. And last week, I weighed in at 202 pounds. Week 57, I did have a small loss, and that was with the caloric deficit that I was in. I weighed in at 201.6 pounds. That puts me at a total loss of 63.8 pounds, and I am still losing, after being on this journey for 57 weeks, over a pound a week. I wanted to give you a quick little comparison, my month 1 to month 13 of being on this journey. Obviously, my month 1 was on the lowest dose, 2.5 milligrams of tirzepatide, and that month I lost 6.4 pounds. But compare that to my month 13 being on 10 milligrams, okay, the 4th titration of tirzepatide. I lost only, this last 4 weeks, I've lost 2 pounds. Compare that to the 6 pounds I lost the first month on the lowest dose. And, you know, me and my medical team, we had this conversation. They've been really supportive of my choices to stay on doses longer just to make sure I get all the benefit out of the dose before I move up. And I have been on 10 milligrams for 7 months. I can't believe it's been that long. When my provider told me that the first time, I freaked out and I thought, how could you keep me on something for so long? I've only been on doses up to 3 months at a time. And she said, if it's working, there's no reason to switch you up. And, you know, I don't necessarily disagree with that. It has helped me manage and improve my side effects so that I can be ready for the next dose, you know, when that happens. And it's going to happen in April. I am going to be moving up to 12.5. I'm nervous, I'm not going to lie, but I'm also excited to continue my weight loss journey. You know, I've lost 63.8 pounds. I still got to lose over 30 pounds to get to my 100-pound goal. If you are a 12.5 milligram user, will you tell me in the comments about your first week and, you know, how that was for you? Just want to, you know, take any tips that y'all may have to help me transition over into this. Let me talk to you about my caloric deficits. A lot of you guys have noticed that I have increased my calories. That is on purpose. Me and my medical team, we're preparing for, you know, getting to goal weight and keeping the weight off, you know, through maintenance. And I would say that I feel like a lot of us are experts at losing weight. This is not my first weight loss journey. I've lost significant amounts of weight several other times in my lifetime. And I know a lot of us have. I also know for a lot of us, GLP-1s have made weight loss possible. But the issue becomes, why are we redoing weight loss journeys? Because we could not keep the weight off. So part of this reverse dieting concept is my medical team and I deciding, well, we need to start increasing calories because we want to prevent weight regain when you reach maintenance and you're no longer in a caloric restriction. You need to be able to eat nutrient-dense foods and keep the weight off. And so eating in a higher caloric deficit allows me to do that, to prevent some of that weight regain, also boost my metabolism, you know, increase my energy, give me a mental break from all the caloric restriction of the past year, and more importantly than anything, support my muscle growth. So over the last 7 days, my caloric intake has been an average of 1,867 calories. And, you know, that's just what my body has been taking right now. Is it possible that that's been slowing down my weight loss? Absolutely, can totally be the case, but I also want sustainable weight loss. That's week 57. I am down to 201.6 pounds, nearly 64 pounds lost, 36 pounds to go. I am still not at Wonderland, but I'm hoping that's going to happen soon. April, we're moving up to 12.5. If you try this viral yogurt coffee, I want you to tell me, come back and tell me in the comments what you think. And then if you are a 12.5, I want you to tell me in the comments any tips, advice that you suggest. I'm nervous, but also excited. Thanks again for being here, friends. Let's keep losing weight, okay? Catch me in the next one. Bye.